I know it's been a war within you, a relentless battle between what you want to believe and the harsh reality staring back at you. Is masturbating as harmless as the doctors claim, or as destructive as many suggest? I've been there too. I justified it, gave myself every excuse in the book, but deep down, after every session, I felt crushed, not satisfied, but defeated, not empowered, but wounded and weak. Here's the truth. If it's so good, why does it leave you feeling empty? Why does it rob you of your energy, focus, and dignity? Understand this: any pleasure you cannot control will control you. If masturbation owns you, you're not just losing, you're weak. And make no mistake, this is a war. Every time you give in, you lose ground. Today, through the brutal lens of Stoic wisdom, we'll expose the effects of masturbation and how to break free. This isn't a sugar-coated talk. We are going to walk this journey brutally, without any pet talk or pampering. We are after building an unshakable strength and mindset. So, get ready. Effect 1. Physical effects, the toll on your body. Don't fool yourself. Overindulgence in masturbation isn't just a harmless habit, it's taking a serious toll on your body. You might not notice it right away, but the damage is real and cumulative. Here's how. 1. Fatigue and energy drain. Every time you indulge excessively, you're burning through your energy reserves. This isn't just about feeling tired, it's about depleting your life force, that lethargy, that lack of motivation you feel afterward. It's your body screaming that you're draining it of its vitality. 2. Pelvic floor strain. Repeated stimulation doesn't just satisfy your urges, it overworks your body. The tension builds in your pelvic region, and over time, this strain can lead to chronic pain and physical discomfort. What you thought was a moment of pleasure is slowly turning into a source of physical dysfunction. 3. Sleep disruption. Masturbating excessively, especially before bed, wrecks your sleep cycle. Your overstimulated body and mind struggle to wind down, leaving you restless instead of restorative rest. You wake up drained, unfocused, and unprepared to face the day. These effects aren't minor inconveniences, they're signs that your body is suffering. Every time you indulge excessively, you're trading your physical strength, focus, and energy for fleeting satisfaction. Stop lying to yourself. Your body deserves better than the abuse you're putting it through. Effect 2. Psychological effects. A war within the mind. Masturbation isn't just physical, it's a relentless mental battle, and if you're losing, it's tearing your mind apart. Here's how this habit is waging war against your mental health. 1. Guilt and shame. Let's be real. You feel it every time you give in. Guilt creeps in, wrapping around you like a noose. You feel weak, disgusted with yourself, and trapped in a cycle of regret. So what do? You seek relief in the very thing that caused your shame. It's a vicious loop, and it's destroying your confidence and self-respect. 2. Addiction and compulsion. Masturbation becomes more than a habit. It becomes a reflex. Bored, masturbate. Stressed, masturbate. Lonely, masturbate. Instead of facing your problems head-on, you numb yourself with temporary pleasure. But guess what? Those problems don't go away. They grow while you shrink under the weight of your compulsions. 3. Emotional numbness. The more you rely on self-gratification, the less you can feel real emotions. Your ability to connect with others, to feel joy, sadness, or even love, becomes dulled. You isolate yourself, and the worst part, you don't even realize it until you're completely cut off from genuine relationships. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a mental prison. Every time you choose masturbation over discipline, you weaken your mind and feed the chains binding you. Stop pretending this isn't a problem. The fight is in your head, and you're losing. It's time to reclaim your mind before there's nothing left of it. Effect 3. Intellectual effects. It messes with your mind. Masturbation addiction doesn't just enslave your body and emotions, it wrecks your mind. It rewires your brain, cripples your intellect, and sabotages your potential. Here's how it breaks you down. 1. Hijacking the brain's reward system. Every time you indulge, your brain releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical. But here's the catch: your brain gets used to the flood, demanding more and more stimulation for the same hit of pleasure over time. The activities that once brought you joy, learning, creating, achieving, lose their appeal. You've trained your brain to settle for cheap, fleeting satisfaction instead of real, lasting fulfillment. 2. Mental fog, that hazy, sluggish feeling after you masturbate. That's your brain struggling to recover from overstimulation. Your thoughts slow down, your ability to think critically fades, and your sharpness is dulled. It's like trying to run a race with weights tied to your legs. You're dragging yourself through life instead of soaring through decreased focus and productivity. When your mind is consumed by sexual fantasies or urges, there's no room for meaningful work. Instead of focusing on your goals, you waste hours chasing temporary pleasures. Your energy, your creativity, your ambition, all drained by a habit that offers nothing in return. Let's be brutal. This addiction is robbing you of your mental edge. It's turning you into someone who chases easy rewards instead of building greatness. Every time you choose masturbation over discipline, you're telling your brain to settle for mediocrity. If you don't fight back, you'll wake up one day with nothing but regrets and wasted potential. Effect 4. Spiritual effects, inviting darkness into your life. Excessive masturbation isn't just a physical act, it's a spiritual trap. You think it's harmless, but every time you indulge in lustful desires, you're opening a door to negative forces. Addiction is not just a habit, it's a spirit, a force that thrives on your surrender. That's why you can't stop, no matter how much you want to. Here is how it happens. 1. Disconnection from higher purpose. Every time you choose lust, you prioritize fleeting pleasure over your higher calling. You sabotage your growth and distance yourself from divine purpose. Instead of rising to your potential, you become a slave to your desires, consumed by impulses that block spiritual clarity. Here is how it happens. 2. Inviting darkness. Spiritual teachings warn that indulgence in lust creates an environment where negative entities thrive. By feeding your addiction, you're inviting these forces into your life. They feed on your weakened state, fueling the cycle of emptiness and despair. 3. Loss of inner peace. Masturbation disrupts the purity of thought and action. Instead of peace, it leaves you restless, ashamed, and spiritually drained. That sense of guilt and unease you feel, it's the evidence of a fractured soul. The more you indulge, the more you lose. You're not just losing control, you're losing yourself. And if you don't take action, the darkness will consume you entirely. Now let's talk on how to break free from masturbation. Breaking free from the grip of masturbation addiction is not easy, but it is possible. Let's be clear, the power to overcome lies within you, but it starts with one thing: your decision. This isn't about waiting for a perfect moment or hoping the urges will disappear. It's about deciding here and now to fight. Here's how you take back control. 1. Decide to fight. No change begins without brutal self-honesty. Acknowledge that this habit is a parasite draining your potential. It's a thief robbing you of energy, focus, and purpose. Stop making excuses. Decide to fight, no matter how hard it gets. Freedom is on the other side of discomfort, and you must earn it. 2. Identify your triggers. If you don't know what's fueling your addiction, you'll stay chained forever. Be brutally honest. What sparks your urges? Is it boredom, stress, loneliness, or certain times of the day? Stop lying to yourself and track the patterns. Once you identify the triggers, crush them. Eliminate idle moments, avoid situations that feed your weakness, and replace them with productive actions. Stop coddling yourself. Your triggers are excuses, not reasons. Face the truth. The more you ignore your triggers, the more they'll own. You recognize them, disrupt them, and regain control. Weakness thrives in ignorance. Awareness is your weapon. Use it. 3. Seek help. You're a wounded soldier in a war you've been losing. Stop pretending you can do it alone. Seek help. Read books, listen to messages, find a therapist, or confide in a trusted friend. Surround yourself with tools and people who will hold you accountable. Pride will keep you in chains. Humility will set you free. 4. Never be alone or idle. The devil works best when you're isolated and idle. Boredom is the breeding ground for temptation, so kill it before it kills you. Fill your schedule with meaningful activities, work, study, serve others, or socialize. Isolation weakens you, but community strengthens you. Stay active, stay surrounded, and stay vigilant. 5. Channel your mind to another hobby or activity. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It must be redirected. Replace this habit with something that elevates you. Start exercising, write a journal, learn a skill, or create something valuable. Take the energy you've wasted and use it to build yourself into the person you were meant to be. 6. Build mental toughness. Masturbation. Addiction thrives on weak willpower. Crush it by training your mind. Practice small acts of discipline daily. Wake up early, endure discomfort, stick to a routine. Each small victory builds mental fortitude. The stronger your mind, the less power your urges will have. 7. Seek higher purpose. Find something bigger than yourself, whether it's faith, a career, or a mission to help others. Channel your focus toward that purpose. When you live with intention and align your actions with a higher goal, there's no room for distractions. Purpose silences temptation. You're in a war. Fight like it. Make the decision. Seek help. Stay active. Channel your energy. Strengthen your mind. Live for something greater. The chains can be broken, but only if you're willing to do the work. Closing thought. Take back your life. Masturbation. Addiction thrives on secrecy, idleness, and weakness. It chains you in shame, drains your energy, and blinds you to your potential. The only way to break free is to confront it head-on with brutal honesty and unyielding discipline. You are not a slave to your urges unless you choose to be. The decision to reclaim your life starts with you. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. So take back your strength, take back your focus, take back your life. The question is simple. Will you rise and conquer or stay shackled in mediocrity? Choose greatness. The fight starts now. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's all get stronger together. See you in the next video.